Imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering that someone cloned your YouTube channel. Not your thumbnails, not your editing, not even your videos, your thinking, your storytelling rhythm, your research depth, even the way you explain complicated ideas. And the unsettling part? This isn't something that might happen 10 years from now. It's something that can happen today, because we are entering a completely new phase of content creation. A phase where artificial intelligence doesn't just help creators work faster, it helps them reverse engineer success. I call it Automation 2.0. And one of the most underrated tools enabling this shift is something almost nobody is talking about yet: NotebookLM. But before I show you how this works, there's something important you need to understand about YouTube. When most people look at a successful YouTube channel, they assume the success comes from obvious things: better cameras, better editing, better thumbnails, better microphones. But when you actually study the biggest channels on the platform, you start noticing something strange. Many of them follow almost identical storytelling patterns. They might talk about completely different topics, but the structure underneath the video is often the same. First, there's a disruptive hook, something that instantly creates curiosity, then tension, then context, then insight, then the bigger implication of the story. To the viewer, this structure feels natural, almost invisible, but underneath the surface, though, it's a repeatable framework. And frameworks are something artificial intelligence is extremely good at identifying. Which brings us to NotebookLM. Most people look at AI tools like ChatGPT and think of them as simple assistants. You ask a question, it gives an answer. But NotebookLM works very differently. Instead of relying on general knowledge from the internet, NotebookLM learns directly from the material you upload: documents, research notes, articles, books, entire libraries of information, and most importantly, video transcripts, which means you can feed NotebookLM the transcripts of an entire YouTube channel. And suddenly, the AI begins analyzing patterns inside that content: tone, structure, pacing, curiosity gaps, storytelling rhythm. In other words, you're giving the AI the creative DNA of that channel. And once patterns can be analyzed, they can also be replicated. But before we get to that part, let's walk through how this actually works. Step 1 is choosing a channel in the niche you want to study. Maybe it's finance, maybe it's artificial intelligence, maybe it's geopolitics, business, technology, self-improvement. The niche itself doesn't matter. What matters is that the channel consistently produces high-performing videos, because you're not studying one video, you're studying the framework behind dozens of videos. Step 2 is collecting transcripts. Most people don't realize this, but almost every YouTube video already has a transcript. YouTube generates them automatically. There are also browser extensions that allow you to download them instantly. Now, here's the key. You don't want just one transcript. You want 20, 30, even 50 videos, because artificial intelligence becomes dramatically more powerful when it has more data. The more transcripts NotebookLM sees, the easier it becomes to identify patterns. Patterns in hooks, patterns in storytelling, patterns in pacing, patterns in emotional triggers. Once you have those transcripts, you upload them directly into NotebookLM. Now, something interesting happens. Instead of seeing a pile of random text, NotebookLM turns those transcripts into a research database. You can start asking questions like, how do these videos usually begin? How long are the introductions? How often do rhetorical questions appear? Where in the script do creators usually introduce data? What storytelling devices appear repeatedly? Within seconds, NotebookLM begins surfacing answers. Suddenly, you're not guessing why a channel works. You're analyzing it. But here's where things get really powerful. Once NotebookLM understands the structure behind those videos, you can ask it to generate something new, a completely new script, on a completely different topic. Using the same storytelling framework, the AI isn't copying sentences. It's copying structure. And structure is the real engine behind great content. Think of it like reverse engineering a recipe. You're not stealing someone's cake. You're learning how it was baked. Once you understand the recipe, you can create endless variations. For example, imagine NotebookLM analyzes 30 transcripts from a successful channel. It might discover something like this. Most videos begin with a bold claim within the first 15 seconds. Then the creator introduces a short narrative story. Then, the video reveals a surprising data point. Then the topic expands into larger implications. Once you understand that pattern, you can apply it to almost any topic. Instead of a video about AI startups, you could structure a video about the future of education, or climate technology, or the economics of streaming platforms. Same framework, different topic, and suddenly your content feels professionally structured from the start. But NotebookLM alone is not the entire system. This is where the rest of the AI ecosystem comes in. Once NotebookLM generates a structured outline, you might refine the script using ChatGPT or Claude. If you need updated research or statistics, tools like Perplexity can gather the latest information instantly. For narration, platforms like 11 Labs can generate extremely realistic voiceovers. And for visuals, tools like Runway or other AI video generators can help create the footage. What used to require an entire production team, researchers, writers, editors, voice actors, now can be done by a single creator. And that's why this shift matters so much. The first generation of creator tools helped people work faster, better editing software, better cameras, better thumbnails. But Automation 2.0 is different. It helps you build systems. Systems that analyze successful content. Systems that generate ideas. Systems that structure scripts. And systems scale. Instead of producing one video at a time, you're designing a workflow. But there's another powerful use case most people overlook: audience analysis. NotebookLM doesn't just accept transcripts. You can also upload viewer comments, thousands of them. Then ask questions like, what frustrations do viewers mention most often? What questions appear repeatedly? What topics generate the most curiosity? Instead of guessing what your audience wants, you're analyzing real conversations. Content stops feeling random and starts feeling engineered. Of course, this raises an important question. Is this copying or is it learning? Cloning someone's ideas is plagiarism, but studying someone's framework is education. Filmmakers do this. Writers do this. Entrepreneurs do this. The difference today is that artificial intelligence can analyze patterns at massive scale. But there is still something AI cannot easily replicate: original thinking, perspective, experience, insight. Those things still come from humans. And that leads to a much bigger realization. The creators who succeed in the next generation of YouTube won't just be the most creative. They'll be the ones who design the smartest systems. Because when everyone has access to the same AI tools, the advantage isn't the technology, it's the strategy behind it. Understanding patterns, designing workflows, and using automation to amplify creativity. Think about the shift happening right now. AI models are improving rapidly. Research is faster. Content production is easier. Entire creative workflows are being redesigned. So the real question isn't whether artificial intelligence will change YouTube. That already happened. The real question is, who will learn how to use these systems first? Because in the future, the biggest creators won't just be the ones who work the hardest, they'll be the ones who design the smartest systems. Automation 2.0 has already begun, and the creators who experiment with these tools early will have an enormous advantage. So the question isn't whether AI can clone a YouTube channel. The real question is this: do you understand what's actually being cloned? Because the real power isn't imitation, it's adaptation. And the creators who master that idea will build the next generation of content empires.